Well, ladies and gentlemen, we all been following the trial with Britney Griner. You know, she had went to Russia. She was playing basketball over there. They said she would make about $1 million actually in Russia. That's why she was doing that every year, because in the States she was only making about $250,000. Now, some people's argument is, well, you know, if she was getting paid more over here, then she wouldn't have to go to Russia. But also people says, and it's true, the WNBA do not make money. So where you going to pull the money at to pay the athletes? I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, people don't watch the WNBA like that. They don't attend. When have you ever seen even women wearing the jerseys of WNBA players? Like you would see women wearing jerseys of Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan or LeBron James or whoever else, you know, has ever played in the league. You know, you got more women wearing men's stuff. Even in the NFL, you got women that be wearing jerseys of men. They don't. When do they ever wear jerseys of women? Let's call it what it is. When we covered a video actually on our entertainment channel, Phillip Scott show, about how women don't even support women's sports. They don't. Now, we know that she got arrested. You know, she tried to go through the airport. They found a vape pen with cannabis oil in it. And Russia is very strict about, you know, marijuana use. You know, my position about marijuana use is I don't think no one should be arrested and no one should be jailed behind no marijuana. Now, there's other things that you could jail people for, like the meth thing. That's bad. Any kind of cocaine, crack cocaine, you know, whatever, you know, the fentanyl, all this stuff that, hey, I'm with you. Go ahead and do it. That stuff is dangerous. But what has marijuana really done to people? I haven't seen, you know, really, if you want to say something dangerous, alcohol is more dangerous than anything else, because people get on the road, drive with alcohol, being drunk, and kill so many people. I have not heard of one person being high on marijuana and getting in an accident and killing people. If anything, they're driving slow. They're not driving fast, right? When have you seen a person be high on marijuana and they just flipped out and beat people up or whatever the case may be? You know, like they call the angry drunk. You never met a person who was high on weed that's been angry. If anything, they're laughing. They just chill, whatever. But, you know, it's all the game. Now, of course, she was sentenced, you know, to 9 years. And I will say this, when you go to other countries, folks, you got to follow their laws, whatever that may be. Whether you agree with it or not is their law. And if you do not and feel like you cannot follow their law, do not step foot into their country. Do not. People don't care about you, an American. They don't care anything like that, especially with the Russia thing. I mean, come on. Putin was already pissed off about America with this Ukraine thing. All the money they've been sending over there, all the weapons. I mean, she just got caught up in the wrong time. Because maybe if this been during Trump, she probably wouldn't have had much of an issue, or Trump probably could have got out. But then Trump just recently said that she spoiled and it wouldn't be a good trade. So he probably would have left over there too. Now, people right now are calling out Vice President Kamala Harris, you know, your sister girl there, you know, with the chucks and pearls. That's actually a lot of y'all girl. Of course, you know, a lot of you who listening to the podcast, you know good and well, I'm just joking with y'all. But some black folks love Kamala. Well, anyway, Kamala being called out because of her hypocrisy. You see, after she decried Britney Griner's conviction by Russia on cannabis smuggling charges, despite that Kamala had locked up thousands of people on marijuana possession cases earlier in her career as a prosecutor. See, these people in the United States act like you're not locking people up for marijuana here. You act like, oh, well, hey, man, nobody gonna go to jail for that. And yeah, y'all still locking people up. Now, we got states, of course, that is legal, but let's talk about it on a federal level. If they legalize it on a federal level, then it's done. It's legal at that point. They have not, no matter what they say, have not legalized marijuana on a federal level. Why? Marijuana is equal to heroin, actually, according to the law. So even though states can say, oh, it's legal, the feds can run in and still arrest you if they want, because it's illegal on a federal level. So even now, 9 times out of 10, they probably not going to mess with you like that, but they can. They have done that to people that got legal dispensaries. They have done it because it's not legal on the federal level. So all these politicians that's talking about, oh, Britney Griner is so wrong. Where's the legalization on the federal level? And I'm not a person that's into that. I don't do nothing like that. I have no desire for that. But I don't think that people should be going to freaking jail behind something that like that. No, they shouldn't. There's brothers and sisters right now in prison in America right now behind marijuana. Matter of fact, Tiana Taylor's husband, Amon Shupert, he just got caught. I don't know why he would do that. Having 6 ounces of marijuana at the airport. TSA found he had 6 ounces of marijuana. I think he had some bullets from a gun, but he had a gun. He just had the bullets. And he got arrested for that. He's facing the felony charges for that. They said he could face up to 2 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. Of course, it's not 9 years, but you're still locking somebody up for marijuana. Whether it's 2 years or 9 years, you're still locking somebody up. If the United States really want to talk about Russia, because they can turn around and say, hey, wait a minute, aren't y'all locking people up for the same thing? You may not get the time we give, but hey, you still locking people up. Well, let out all the brothers and sisters out of jail today. Wipe their record clean, delete them charges and convictions off their record, and let them go back to society. Now, of course, it happened Thursday when she was sentenced to 9 years. After she admitted to bringing the vape cartridges containing cannabis all into the country. She brought it in. And say the WNBA star says she had been prescribed the oil to help relieve pain related to her chronic injuries and had accidentally packed them in her luggage. Yes, you can be prescribed that. That's true. Some people that have different issues, that her being an athlete, maybe she dealt with some issues and it was prescribed. But if you prescribe that, you can't be going to countries where it's illegal. You need to research every law before you leave, folks. Every law. I was just watching a show about Thailand, I think yesterday on YouTube, about their drug laws. And if you caught with drugs in Thailand, oh, that's a death penalty. If it's in your system, any drug is in your system that's illegal, you still going to jail. If they catch you, like if they suspect you on something and they make you pee in the cup and they take it there and they find out you positive, oh, you're going to jail. Yeah, they consider that possession even if it's in your system. So that's why I tell y'all, if you using certain things or prescribe certain things, know the laws in the country that you're going to. Now, another group right now that I want to, we really need to focus in on is the LGBT community. The white LGBT community has been silent the whole time. They didn't say this was an attack on LGBT. They didn't say, where's the feminists saying this is an attack on women? No. They have stayed quiet. You understand? Quiet. What they tried to do is deflect it to black male NBA players and say, oh, well, why LeBron James? Why this one not saying nothing? Why that not saying nothing? And then the coach with the, I forgot the team. I know it's Phoenix something. She came out talking about, oh, well, if it was LeBron, they would be doing something or whatever, right? They're all trying to put LeBron name in it. They're all trying to put blame on black male athletes. Why aren't they saying anything? First of all, they're not politicians. What could they actually do? What could they do? What could LeBron call Putin up right now and say, hey, what can we do to get her out? He can't do that. He don't have no pull like that. And if he did pick up the phone and had a chance to talk to Putin, then the federal government would be looking at him all sideways like, what you doing talking to Putin for? Well, why is he talking with you? What y'all got going on? You understand what I'm saying? So what would the players actually supposed to do other than say, hey, I think it's kind of wrong or whatever? They can't do nothing no more than I can do. But the white LGBT community has been extremely silent about Britney Griner. And see, this is where now there's a lot of brothers and sisters in the LGBT community who are black and have talked about this over and over and over and over again. They say these LGBT rights have nothing to do with us as black people because they still discriminate against us. They are still racist toward us. And that's why I say You have, no matter what in America, it don't matter what subgroup you think you want to be a part of in this country, you are black. Whether you black and poor, black and middle class, black and rich, black male, black female, black straight, black LGBT, black Christian, black Muslim, whatever you think you want to be a part of outside of that. I don't care if you are an African. I don't care if you're a Caribbean. That's considered a subgroup in America. In America, everything is governed by race. Everything is governed by race. You could come in here and want to bring your different ideologies and all that come from your country. When you step foot in the land of America, it's governed by race. And the quicker that all of us understand that, the better we all will be, and the more way we can work together and actually get somewhere. That's why I think it's very futile to branch ourselves off to all these other subgroups when white supremacy is sitting up there laughing at everybody and saying, this is ran by race. This ain't ran by all that other mess that y'all talking about. But the white LGBT, they're white first. White supremacy rules that. They're never going to include black people who are LGBT because they are black. They will use black people as a mascot. They will use black people because, listen, it's nothing white folks can fight about in the area of needing equality, needing, fighting oppression, etc. They the one that's controlling everything and keeping up the status quo of that system. So they need to use black mascots in the LGBT community to get set asides. That's the thing. Black people in the LGBT community, you need to cut them off from you. You need to start letting them use you, because what happens, they say, yeah, let's get something for LGBT. And then the black LGBT gets nothing out the deal. They get nothing unless they can use you once again as a mascot, like the trans thing. They'll sit up here and use black trans people to get set aside and talk about trans, and then none of the resources will go to the black trans people. It's going to go to the white trans people, and the white, everything will go to white. That's the game they've been playing on y'all. And I don't understand how a lot of y'all can fall for that still in 2022. It's like they don't try nothing new. It's no new things they do at all from what I see. It's crazy that the same tricks they've been using for years work on y'all. And I'm like, how can you not see this? So the black LGBT community right now should be looking at the Britney Griner thing and saying, look how they exposed their hand. They had brothers and sisters on Twitter going to the main LGBT organizations, typing in Britney Griner, and couldn't find a single tweet where they mentioned her, because they don't care about her, because she's black. That's what it is. She's black. They can care less about a black woman. Look at Biden. He supposed to be y'all friend, right? Well, how come she had to get convicted? Why? How come she wasn't brought home? Now, I heard this morning that the foreign minister of Russia saying, they're willing to start talking, about Britney Griner. So we'll see how that goes, if it goes anywhere. But the fact is, she shouldn't even been put in jail, not one day. Not for that. Not for that. But the white LGBT has no loyalty to black people. Listen, some people may say, well, people in the black community don't agree. They don't agree with LGBT. It don't matter what they agree with. It's things that I do people don't agree with. People not always going to agree with you. That's okay. But at the end of the day, we all black. And that's what has to matter more than anything else. So maybe before the people in the United States, also we're talking about the government officials, condemn any other nation about their laws when it comes to marijuana, maybe we should have legalization on the federal level and release everybody out of jail. Then we can talk about other people. Because until then, we can't say much of nothing about nobody else. What can we really say? We can't say crap. We can't say nothing whatsoever. We still locking people up. But yeah, Kamala, and that's the main thing that people talked about her during her president campaign. How she locked black people up. How she wouldn't even let black people out of jail. So if she the last person he'd be speaking on anybody getting convicted. If she want to redeem herself, why don't she lead the charge on getting marijuana legalized here in the States? That's what she can do. And then she could halfway redeem herself, and then that bill, require that all the states release people that's locked up underneath that, or give them some sort of incentive to release people. Maybe give them some sort of money, because the states they'll do anything for some money. Give them some federal funds. But follow the laws of other people's country, folks. When you go there, follow their laws, because, like I said, you can get caught up in those clutches. I'm pretty sure y'all seen those shows called Locked Up Abroad. You don't want to get locked up in other people's countries, because in America, the prisoners here, they get luxury. They be on cell phones. I'm the other day I was on TikTok, and I seen two dudes live streaming on TikTok. Live streaming. What the hell you live streaming on TikTok for in prison? But hey, they get phones, they can do that, right? The prisoners keep up with everything. The prisoners, be watching YouTube. They watch everything. If anybody in prison is listening to this podcast, shout out to y'all. Hold it down in there. Y'all, you'll be home soon, man. Because maybe some brothers are listening, from jail. But yeah. Britney, that's a messed up situation. It's totally messed up. She should not be in jail for that whatsoever. But even if I was to say, well, why don't she go play ball in an African country or whatever? The African countries got their laws too. They got their laws. So you just follow the laws wherever you go. Research the laws. It is no excuse today. I just didn't know. We have the information now. We got Google. We got whatever search engine you want to use. Start researching, folks. Start researching. Don't get caught up. Before I go to any country, even though I don't use that sort of thing, I don't even drink like that. I don't. You got a choice between me drinking a thing of water and some alcohol. I'm going to choose the water. I'm just not one to drink. But make sure you research people's, laws. The only thing I'm going to say. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on the podcast. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. You know next time when we post another podcast, click the like button. That's very, very important. And we know that you had many choices to come, listen to content. You came over here. So thank you for listening, and we see you on the next one.